What's going on, guys? Joe the Chocobo here, and we are back with an episode of Sky Factory 2.5 with apparently very deep voiced Choco, because apparently it's my voice gets very, very low whenever I wake up, which I have heard multiple times. So I believe you guys when you tell me that I do have a lower voice whenever I do wake up. But anyways, so we got kind of a lot of random ish things for today, because we are going to kind of not wrap up the war on magical crops, but we are definitely going to make a really large jump in our magical crop progression here. So what I did was, while we were kind of between episodes, because we record these like every 2 days or so, I did grind up a lot of Minicio blocks. Now, these Minicio blocks, of course, are very important for making these guys. These guys being the growth pulsers, which allows crops to grow faster. I also changed the layout a little bit. You can see I added some corner blocks and added these funky little things right here. And what we're going to end up doing is I'm going to actually put in a little power thing right there, smack dab in the center, and it'll power 2 of these at a time, and then we're going to have the item collection area underneath the farm. That's, I think, the best way going about it. Now, what this is good for is that, number one, these guys don't need octatics. I originally was like, hey, octatics might be a useful thing, but in reality, it's not actually going to be helpful all that much, because of the fact that I would only be able to put it here for the time being, and then if I were to put an octatic, it would have to do something along the lines of being placed like here, and then it would cover everything besides one row, which wasn't exactly what we wanted. So instead, we're just going to stick with this. Octatics don't increase speed, but they increase just the range, the amount of power these guys can store, which doesn't really make too much sense for us, as well as doing a couple of other things here and there. Now, the one thing that I did think about was I can make these a little bit more efficient if I'm willing to sacrifice this little thing of water right there. But in the interest of making this kind of a little bit more bearable for the time being, we're going to start with this. And then as we go along, if I think, hey, you know what, we could use a little bit more production, that's the point whenever I'm going to actually start to replace all those with some more dirt, and then we can fill these in. And that's not a problem, because we do have, of course, water over here, and then water on this side, and so on and so forth. So that is definitely a doable thing. The only area that, of course, can't have dirt is right underneath it, because I can't have crops right underneath the farming or what is it called? Yeah, farming station. How about I call it the farming factory? But so yeah. Anyways, that's kind of where we are at right now. So let's get into the growth pulsers straight away. Let's not waste too much time here. Growth pulsers, of course, require us to have diamonds, stone, and Minicio blocks. So with that number of Minicio blocks there, the real only requirement left is to actually get the stone as well as the diamonds, neither of which should be that big of a problem. And so we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a good bit of stone. Now, I did also put some stone into production. I don't know if we actually will have enough stone to match how much Minicio blocks we have. I think we'll be okay, though. I'm not 100% sure about that. So let's go ahead, grab ourselves a whole bunch of the stone. Now, we do have some more stone in production right now. And we also have some stone in production over here. And we also got some stone, a little bit of stone, not too much, stored up in here as well. Derp, right there. So we have 6 stacks of it in there as well. I'm not going to take those 6 stacks with me right now, just because I don't think it's wise for me to move around with that much stuff in my inventory, because chances are I won't be able to do it. And we are capped out in aluminum, I'm guessing. Yes, we are. Alright, so let me just go ahead and take some aluminum. And with said aluminum, oh, LOL. I keep on forgetting if I control click, it doesn't work properly. Alright, so let's go ahead and chuck that overboard, just so we can get our machine actually distributing items once again. And there we go. Alright, cool. So that should be the only thing that's capped. We're getting pretty darn close in aluminum again anyways, but we should be okay. I need to upgrade the capacity of these barrels down here, because after you increase the capacity, this is holding far more, and that in and of itself is a really large jump. But anyways, so that's now going good. I also may want to think about doing some more upgrades there, but we'll start with this. All right, so let me go ahead, grab a stack of diamonds here, And actually, how many more diamonds? Yeah, we have another good set of diamonds here. All right, so we're gonna have 2 stacks. Now you might be like, "Wow, Choco, that was mad expensive." Now that'll be okay. We'll be able to make up the difference of the diamonds at a later point in time. So I wouldn't stress out too much about it. If you guys are a little bit worried, it shouldn't be too bad. All right, so 1, 2. Actually, let's go ahead and store some stone. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This is gonna, of course, be enough for 1 stack of these bad boys. We're actually gonna get bottlenecked by the diamonds, which is actually sort of unexpected, but that's okay. All right, growth pulsers, bang, there's a full stack of those bad boys. And then we just need to do that again with these diamonds right here. I think we actually may need to seriously consider making some diamond crop, which is okay. You can see here I farmed up some Zivicio essence. That is for making a ultimate furnace, though. That was kind of what I was hoping to do with that Zivicio essence in particular, but we may need to sacrifice at least a little bit just to make sure that we can get some extra diamond action going on. Although admittedly it wouldn't really be like the most efficient thing in the world, just because of the way that everything works, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, so let's go ahead and change these things up into a CO essence. That, of course, will be nice because that will condense our inventory space. Because with every single 4 stacks of Zivicio essence, I end up getting like 4 things of Zivicio. So what we're doing right now will be offsetting the cost if we do decide to make some Zivicio, or not Zivicio, but if we end up making some diamond crop, which will be, that's not what I want to do. All right, so there we go, up to 32. Now, if I'm patient, if I'm willing to be patient, we can actually get that furnace, which may not be a bad idea. We'll see. I mean, growth pulsers are definitely the very first thing that I do need to get kind of squared away, because with the growth pulsers, I'm able to do a lot more stuff in terms of I can grow some crops very, very quickly. So let me go ahead and put these in. I can't remember if this is the right way to do it, but we'll see very soon. That is not what I want to do. All right, and then let's go ahead, flop those on. I think I've reversed them. Oh, no, we did it right. All right, cool. So there we go, 128 growth pulsers. Now 128 is going to afford us 5 different points of growth pulsers, which isn't really all that grand, but this will clear out 1 little crop area for expedited growth, which is absolutely hype. So there we go, 25 right in the middle. Now all 9 spots of this crop area are going to be growing at, super speed, so to speak. I think what ends up happening, and this was kind of a random observation that I think just occurred to me after a while, for some reason the growth pulsers don't like to take until you have kind of put them all in place, and then it is back to daylight. So I'm going to switch it to daylight, and then hopefully we'll see that thing starts growing a little bit more rapidly, because right now it's not growing very quickly. And I think that's because it has to take after it's gone through a day cycle. I don't know if that's true or not, but that seemed to be the case whenever I was kind of like poking around with it. I think it has to tick a couple of times before it actually takes. So, yep, it already grew just with that. So 14, 28, 42, yeah, so there it goes. It's off to the races. Just have to mess around with it a little bit. It's very strange how that works. I don't really know why it does what it does, but whatever. It's far be it from me to try to understand how that all goes down. All right, so let's go ahead and add in at least another stack's worth of this here. And the reason why we're putting so much emphasis on Minicio, of course, is because with Minicio that enables us to make things like the other forms of essence, which may not seem all that important right this second, but this is very helpful for me because grinding Minicio can be extremely time consuming. One other thing that we need to do to get Minicio crops really well underway is I need to actually get myself one. I think we do need to make a diamond crop plot, actually. The more I think about it, the more that sounds appealing to me. Oh, and we have a new subscriber, Blue Mound. Thank you very much for the subscription. Many thanks. Many thanks upon your house. And let me see. Yeah, so we have 9 diamonds here. Not a whole lot, but what we'll do... Oh, shoot. No, hey, get out there. Okay, so I think if I do this... if I do that and then I withdraw everything, it will remember what item that we're going to put down. This was something that a lot of people were kind of trying to tell me, like, hey, by the way, this is how Better Barrels works. You should do it so you don't get frustrated about like pointing things out. I think that is why. So I'm going to go ahead and lock all these barrels down. So now they're kind of assigned to one item. They won't kind of try to change on the fly. Now I will put back one diamond anyways, though, because it doesn't. We don't really need all of them. I do want to have 2 crops worth, just because of the fact that diamonds are a little bit tricky. Diamonds are a little bit intense. So we'll see how this is all going to go down. Now, in order to make diamond crop, however, this is going to need us to have Zivicio essence, among other things, but we're also going to need some more Minicio seed, which, of course, with the amount of Minicio blocks we have here, you'd be like, oh, that's a mad easy. And it is. But in truth, we already have enough in our inventory, hopefully. Yes, we do. So we'll have enough for 2 Minicio seeds kind of right out of the gate. But in order to get that to where we want it to be, I'm actually going to do this by getting ourselves some bone, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun with that. So just control everything in there. And I know some people are still like very keen on being like, oh, you really should just get the new upgrades, like put punji sticks in there and all that stuff. And I hear you. Don't like, I know that some people miss certain episodes and that's why they kind of push for this kind of stuff. Don't worry, I understand that punji sticks are out there, but Scyther actually managed to get to, I think, legendary status. Yeah, he's in legendary status, and he is really, really close. He had 94.17% before he ends up dinging into the next tier, which I believe is the highest tier he can go. So we're getting really, really close to doing some really crazy stuff with Scyther. And then once we have Scyther all finished off, then we, of course, have to worry about getting... well, Buster Sword's not here, but we need to get Buster Sword up, and then maybe Executioner. I don't really know if it's really worth all that time and energy to get Executioner up, but we'll see. It can't really hurt, I suppose, so we'll see. We'll see how that ends up going down. But anyways, let's go ahead and grow some of this bad boy here. And I know I could use an autonomous activator, among other things, to get this done. You could even use a dispenser, honestly, for this, but I'm just going to do it this way, because I don't really do it this often, getting Minicio seeds, although we will need probably a little bit more by way of Minicio, I suppose, but it shouldn't be too bad. Our Minicio production, I will say this, Minicio production is really important right now, and it is worthwhile investing into Minicio production just because of the fact that Zivicio is extremely expensive, but in the grand scheme of things, it isn't something that is going to be the most valuable of the magical crops later on. Well, like, if we have all the different things that we need, the different forms of magical crops, and we have, you know, let's say 9 seeds worth of anything, then we can just leave it there and they'll automatically farm itself and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, at that point, Minicio begins to lose purpose because it's just the building block to get you to where you need to be. So we are, in truth, you know, probably going to see the end of Minicio crop. Not in the too distant future. I wouldn't say too soon either, because that would be just not true. But I would expect us to be kind of able to move on from Minicio crop relatively in the near future, I would say. I think that is a very reasonable expectation. All right, so let's go ahead and drop in 2 of those bad boys. Now I think, if memory serves, that and actually I overspent my Minicio essence. So I need 4 stacks of this bad boy. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Minicio essence. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes when the brain don't brain, I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck my brain was doing just there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put in 2 of these Zivicio essence per. Fill in the corners with, I think, diamonds, and then Minicio seeds in the middle. And there you go, diamond seeds. We actually never made diamond seeds in the previous run through because we didn't really have a good use for them. Diamonds in general weren't terribly useful. Like, they were not good to have, but they just weren't very useful. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to modify those 2 crop plots. and we're going to speed those up because we do of course need diamonds to create more growth pulsar blocks, which is going to be a long haul if I were to wait for all that stuff to kind of take. And in general, it'd be kind of nice just to have a little bit of extra something here to get this all rocking and rolling. Now, in order for this to be automated, though, I do need to make another unbreakable piece of equipment. So I do have to make another unbreakable mattock, which is going to require us to do a little bit of fooling around with the mattock and chopping down some trees and whatnot, but all in all, shouldn't be too bad. Also, I need to put some extra pipeline down in order to make the leadstone flux duct reach there, but all in all, shouldn't be too terrible. So let me go ahead. Let's put down the pipeline right now. We should have enough. Yeah, we should have enough. All right, so bang, bang. All right, so that is now all in good working shape. And in all honesty, we could even, yeah, we could even get away with doing this with just the good old-fashioned diamond hoe here. Because once we have 454 crop, then I would say we've done a pretty good job. Now, to remind you guys about what kind of is available by way of seeds, because the seeds actually changed a fair bit. I didn't realize this because I kind of assumed that they would just add things, not take them away, but they took away quite a few things. So, in terms of the Tinker's Construct stuff, we actually lost a fair bit. I'm actually in the middle of KwehCraft stuff, but we have silver, tin. We do have the yellowite and stuff still, also the fluix things, but we don't really have a lot of the kind of combination or alloys that are made of like different combinations of different kind of basic metals. So I'm not entirely sure exactly where the Tinker's Construct stuff starts. We're still in the regular things, blah blah. Okay, so right there, aluminum. Ardite is possible, and ardite is actually quite handy. And ardite is not going to really be something that we can make all too easily, and we do have to kind of discover it, so to speak. So I am sort of keen on trying to figure out if we can get some ardite, just so we can do that, because ardite is supposed to be a very, very hype material out of Skype. So would be interested in finding some of those. Cobalt, same exact thing. Certus quartz is not really a part of that, so we're just gonna kind of ignore that for the moment. Nickel and lead, not very useful. Platinum, silver, tin, not very useful again. And then we go back into doing some things that are part of like ME and such like that. But regardless, we did lose a lot of the composite ores, which does mean that the number of crops that we realistically need to put on here is much smaller. But what I can see happening is probably some things for quartz, like probably dedicating this whole area maybe even to making sure that we have all the stuff that we need for ME, and then this crop area here for kind of miscellaneous things. I do see a rather real, it's going to be quite realistic that I'm going to have to maybe even get some extra farm plots, but I think for right now that's a pretty good place to start, because we don't really need a butt ton of, you know, a lot of these crop, like obsidian for example. I don't really need a whole bunch of those. Earth, debatable. I would say earth is pretty good, but I know some people would be staunchly opposed to that idea. But we'll end up seeing. And actually, I'm going to destroy these because these are just going to wear down. It's just going to wear down the hoe for Zivicio, which is not really what we need. But already, there we go, 14 diamond essence. We're actually doing quite well. Now, each of these only create one, right? So we do have to be a little bit careful about how this is all going to go down. Because of the fact that, obviously, at that rate that we're going right here, we're not exactly swimming in diamonds. But with enough of these bad boys and then kind of pushing this along, it should help kind of create an extra source of diamonds that will get us a little bit closer to our goals. Now, let me see here. We just need one more diamond essence. That should do it. Wait, there it goes. And then we have 2 more diamonds, just like that. And you have to remember, it's going to help us along. It may not seem like very much. You might be like, that doesn't really seem that great, but it really is quite handy. So we're gonna let that kind of keep on plodding along and doing its thing. But before we proceed any further, and then even think about doing other things, I do have one last task that needs to be addressed before we get too far ahead. And actually, before we even do that, I suppose we can start off by doing a little bit of this fun stuff. If I can... What did I do with it? Where's my magical wood? Magical wood, where are you? Where are you? Okay, well, we do need one of you. Strange. I know we have a lot of magical wood. Okay, there we go. I knew we'd find it. Alright, so in order to make another mattock, we're going to need tool rod as well as shovel and hatchet head. So, yep, that all checks out indeed. And so let me go ahead and make those different parts. So let's start off with a tool rod, and then just throw in a magical wooden shard, and then there's the magical wooden tool rod. Then moving on to the shovel head. There we go. And then, of course, the axe head pattern. And so we still have a decent chunk of magical wood in there. I'm going to leave them be as is, because we actually would need at least 2 more, but I don't need them right this particular second, because obviously we're not quite there yet. So we'll see. We'll see if I decide to do something different, but for now, this should be fine. Magical wooden mattock. There we go. Now I'm going to need quite a bit of obsidian in order to make this unbreakable as well, but we're not in any kind of particular rush, so I'm just going to kind of let it sit there for a little while. It's not terribly that pressing for me to get that sorted out. But what I can do is, right now we have to run around for wood, and the reason why I have to run around for wood is because I do want to get ourselves to the point where oh, one of you escaped. For some reason, I've been trying to breed these pigs kind of every now and then. Not really like super faithfully, but I have been trying to breed these stupid pigs, and these pigs, I don't know how, but we always lose we always lose one pig, and I don't know where they're going. I've been trying to figure out exactly what's been happening to the one pig, because originally I was like, oh, they're just glitching out, and like they're glitching out of the fences. That happens. It's Minecraft. This kind of stuff does happen from time to time. But bizarrely, I can't find them. With the exception of Parkour Pig, who obviously is running about, we've lost all the other pigs, and I don't know what. And I was like, oh, once or twice? No problem. It's happened at least 6 times. At least. And I don't know what in the heck is going on that's making them vanish, so I don't know. We might have to, like, kind of make the walls different or something. Or something. Did you not? Here, come here, idiots, come here. Alright. Disperse amongst yourselves. Do not gather like morons. Go. Oh, gosh. Good lordy. I do need to get a sound muffler for this area, though, at some point. Don't know if it'll be today, but it would be nice to sound muffle the sounds here, because I am getting really sick and tired of the hobgoblins going. Alright, and then, where's my steak? There you are. Let's go ahead and cut this down. And then, boom, boom, boom. Cool, cool, cool. And like that, we're going to be able to get this guy all leveled up. Now, we are going to need to make this extra mattock because, of course, we're going to leave that forever onto the farm plots, and I'm writing them off. At that point, we just kind of assume we treat it as if it's part of the machine, as if it's part of the cost of each individual farming station, because that means that I can just place it in there and I never have to deal with anything in that again, which is a very nice little bit of automation, right? Because otherwise, if we use the harvester, which does work, it ends up kind of being a little bit goofy because I need to get the planter out there, and it's all very sort of awkward. But yeah, it will definitely be important to have that all kind of part and parcel. I did see someone asked about why exactly I did this instead of just putting it on Daredevil, to which my response is, well, I need at least 3 more of these guys, and because of the way this all works, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to use the mattock Daredevil especially to do that, because if I use Daredevil, number one, Daredevil is much higher level, and Daredevil, I do want to have like a kind of a higher level mattock for my personal mattock, which will be kind of nice. So that's why we're doing what we are doing. So let me go ahead, finish this off, and there we go. Okay, so I'm not going to get sucked into this pipe dream of getting all the trees dealt with, but what I will do is I'm going to go ahead and make myself some chests, and then let's convert a bit of the wood, not too terribly much. Let's convert maybe a stack's worth of the oak woods, and then let's go ahead and make myself some of those, and then let's go ahead and make myself a better barrel. So there we go, better barrels. again. And just like that, we got ourselves 4 better barrels. Nice. And so what we're going to do with the better barrel right now is I'm just going to go ahead and plop this on into the bottom here. Although I may not even have the inventory space. Yeah, I don't have the inventory space right now to deal with it. Alright, so I'm going to just temporarily allocate all the stone into here. And then we'll keep on kind of messing along. So I just want to make sure that you guys saw this part happening, because I know some people would be like, whoa, 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 hold your horses. This wasn't where we left off last time. But we are making some rather large strides with magical crops now. So expect to see a lot more growth pulsers being kind of slowly and steadily added into our kind of like little production line here, into our happy little family. And then we're going to be kind of plodding along and making some pretty good progress, hopefully. So let's go ahead, try to recoup the cost of our diamond crops. We did end up making 2 of them instead of just 1. That, of course, is going to be obviously more expensive, but in turn we'll have some more diamonds to kind of have and to work with in the future, which of course means more growth pulsers to work with, and etc, etc, etc. If I do determine that, you know, hey, I really want something to just absolutely just go nuts with production, I may even decide to make another platform outside of this area a little bit more, probably. Maybe even consider extending it out this way and just make some, like, a couple of really large plots. I could see that being a possibility for Minicio. I could see that happening. Throw it on Octadic and then just have it go absolutely hamtaro, because the range of those things are ridiculously large. Because this guy right now, it's a 7x7, so it's a 7x7 central to this point. So it basically means 3 in either way, but in a square shape is how far it reaches. And I believe with the Octadic, it actually goes all the way up to... I want to say 15, but that doesn't sound right off the top of my head. Hold on. Let me just make sure that I actually am correct about this. FTB, no, not FTB. Farming, Ender IO. It's farming station as well. I was looking for. All right, so farming station with an Octadic in there. It is going to reach. Oh, it is 15 by 15. Cool. So we actually did make 2 Octadics. The Octadics, of course, would be great, but it's not really practical for the way that we currently have it. Go ahead and break it down with this medic right here. Dum 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 da dum bum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum. And with that, you got that going, and then just put that into there. Oh, I didn't. That's really cool. It kind of intelligently knows where. Oh, that's actually really nice. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Wow, okay, that's great. I never knew that was actually... Okay, that's really cool. I am a huge fan of how that works. Okay, sorry, I'm like being a fanboy over this because that is actually really, really sweet. Alright, cool beans. Cool beans. So, now we have all this kind of rocking and rolling. This one will last us a while, but I shouldn't count on it for too terribly much longer. But let's go ahead and make ourselves another thing of a Vicio. But as you can see here, I would say at this particular point, we are probably, in terms of the grand scheme of things, a little bit further along than we were in Season 1. And we are being extremely aggressive about our pacing. If you think back to Season 1's pacing, we are going much, much faster than we were in Season 1. And with good reason, right? Because we definitely did learn a lot of stuff about Sky Factory in Season 1. And I think that's paying off in dividends now. Now let's go ahead and drop these off. I did realize something interesting, which is we also, despite me living in a single-player world, I definitely am needing to get a chunk loader, which I believe is going to be the first time that I ever needed a chunk loader in this whole thing. The reason for that is that for some bizarre reason, and this chunk loader, we've played with this chunk loader before, but it costs a lot of power. Alright, and this one, I don't even know. Does this need anything? Does this need power? Whatever. There is this chicken chunks one. I read on forums and stuff. I didn't do like a whole bunch of research, but I did read on forums and stuff that this was actually pretty highly recommended across the board, as if you are going to do chunk loading, this is a pretty good way to go. So let's go ahead and make one of those. I'm actually kind of curious about it because we didn't really ever use it in the past, and it sounds like something that's absolutely hype out of Skype to have in our camp. I'm not entirely sure what I did with all my buckets, but that's okay. We can go ahead and have some MIA buckets that never really hurt me. So let's go ahead, just get some buckets here. Sure, we'll make 4. Alright, so 4 buckets, all happy and happy. Let's go and grab ourselves some of the lava right out of here. And then just get ourselves some obsidian. And actually, we're going to need 1 more obsidian. We're going to need 1 more to make sure that that's not going to get filled up with just random junk. Alright, cool. So 5, well, and I pulled it out anyways. Good job, Choco. Way to go, Choco. God. You know what? That's alright. Because oh, wait. What? Oh, because we already had one in there. Yep, okay, never mind. I understand. I get it. I get it. Alright. And then one last one for the boys. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we are going to go ahead and actually we're going to make ourselves another enchantment table. I know that we have one floating in the sky over yonder, but I don't actually have the pickaxe I need in order to make that work. The pleb life is a hard life. Alright, 2 diamonds. I am going to need 1 book, and then that should be all I require in order to get this really in place. So let me go ahead and get that into there. Now I don't have the 3rd thing of paper, so I'm going to have to go get some sugarcane from up there in the farm. And that's fine. I'm actually going to leave this stuff here for the better barrels just because I do generally tend to like the better barrels. Now that I've used them, I can't imagine doing Sky Factory without them. It's really weird, and I kind of feel silly for being really stubborn about it earlier. So I was like, yeah, I don't really want to get into better barrels. Because I didn't see them being that great. But now that I understand the functionality of it and everything, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it's used for. All right, I understand now. It is far better, and I understand why you guys were being like, for real, Choco, like, you should really do this. And I was like, yeah, it can't be that good. You guys like, no, it is that good. And it was that good. So, you know, absolutely hats off to you guys. Because you were all absolutely in the right there. Alright, so there we go. 1 book. Let's go ahead and, you know what? I can actually be lazy about this. Boop. Haha. Alright, so there we go. Now I just need 5 gold and an ender pearl, which we can absolutely swing. Not a problemo. And look at those leaves. You got a big old tree. Got a big old tree. Alright. That will actually probably be the Maddox level. Nope, not quite. You are really close then? Oh wow, you still have 72.4. Okay. Okay, let's see. 72.4. I'm just going to mine the Matic a little bit. We need 1 level on here to get it most of the way that is left. So just 1 level, and then it will be able to have up to the obsidian, well, the unbreaking 10. Because right now it can go up to unbreaking 9 with modifier slots in there. So you can see that it had modifier 9 remaining. We need to get that up to modifier 10, and that means we can just kind of put all the obsidian plates in there. Now, I never really did determine whether or not mixing that with magical wood was really a thing that worked. I'm assuming the way this all happens is that they're more or less equal, that if I did replace one thing with the tool part, I think we'll be fine. I think each of them contributes 3 modifiers. I'm not 100% sure about that, but we'll see. We'll kind of see, and we'll kind of plop along and explore, adventuring. I was about to say adventuring, which makes 0 sense. But, yeah, we'll kind of plop along. But here we go with this. It was annoying me. It had to be done. Sorry, it had to be done. I know some of you think that's very mean, but it's a chicken. No one cares. Sure, I'll throw in some chicken into there. Why not? Okie dokie. So, wow. We have a lot of junk in here. And I'm going to go ahead. Grab these eggs. Rifle them off. I do admit this is kind of fun. Not a single chicken. Look at that. Look at how savage they are. Little savages. Alright, I need to get 1 ender pearl as well as getting myself 5 things in gold. So let me go ahead and really do that real quick. I think I have gold ingots still left over. I don't think we used them all. I also did farm some yellowite and such, obviously from previously, which is going to be helpful. And I think we're gonna be making, I don't know if we'll make the full reactor plate, but we'll definitely kind of push it along a little bit further, and get something up and running over there, because I do want to get all that junk kind of in place. Although I think we're going to be flip-flopping the order, which, you know, surprise, surprise, Choco's flip-flopping the order. But I think I'm going to have to flip-flop the order a little bit in terms of how we're going to get things set up, because I think I want to get the Tinker's Construct stuff set up, because we have a lot of those parts already, but it depends on how far we end up getting. What the heck? Did I use all the gold? No way did I use all that gold. Huh. We actually might have used a lot of the gold. Okay, that is genuinely surprising to me. Now, you may see here, the reason why I did mention that stuff about the Tinker's Construct stuff is I've been making a ton of seared stone. Seared stone, of course, being the kind of component part for making the Tinker's Construct smelteries, which is why I did mention that. Oh, and let me just get one out of here, and I need a bit of gold. And actually, I do mean a bit. Alright, so let's go ahead. Sure, I'll just take a stack. Why not? Just take a stack, make that into this, and then gold gravel, and then put that into one of these here furnaces. Okay, put that into there. Take the stone out. Let's go ahead and store that stone right in here. I'm going to squirrel it away. And good. Also, random aside, you guys probably already knew this, but for those of you who may not know, if you use a tool, and the one thing I do know that's to work with is a pickaxe. So here, let me show you. Let me recreate the moment for you guys that I discovered this. And I couldn't believe what I was doing, because it just seemed kind of like I can do that, but you totally can. So if you're using a tool, like let's say that you were just kind of doing this. Oh wow. Oh gosh. Okay, well that was how Pixie was grandmastered. Okay, that is strange. Anywho, but after doing that, you can actually just right click. What? Okay, well, it did work last time. I right clicked with Pixie the other day, and it placed cobblestone down. I was so confused, but now that I'm trying to get it to do it, it's not doing it. Maybe it has stage fright. I don't know. Pixie's shy. Pixie's just a shy guy. But hopefully some of you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not just sounding like a complete lunatic to you guys. Because if I am sounding like a complete lunatic, well, I can't really deny it, so we'll see. We'll see. But, alright, let's go ahead and store the sugarcane away. We have that one lonely little sand. I'm going to throw you away, because I know what's going to happen. You're just going to sit there and clog up my inventory for all eternity. And then I know that's a waste of iron, but honestly, we don't need it. Anyways, let me go ahead, grab myself the 5 gold that we need, and put together a chunk loader from Chicken Chunks. Now, again, I have not used this before, but I am quite keen to see what it is able to do. Put the block next to Pixie. Oh, is that the way that works? Okay, here, let's try that again. So people are saying if I do it just this way, put the block next to Pixie. What? Okay, well, yep, there it goes. I am a little bit confused as to what exactly just went down here. And now I have obsidian that I can't get rid of. Great. Grand, fam. Grand. Whatever. We'll leave that be. We'll leave it be. And we'll kind of see. We'll end up exploring kind of what we can do here. Unfortunately, I don't have a tool that can really break that very well. Sad times. Sad, sad times. Anywho, let's go ahead and put this down. And actually, let's put it down here for now. Let's see what this does. Ooh, that is fancy looking. Show lasers. Oh, and that's the area that's chunk loading. Oh, that's kind of neat. I like that, actually. Okay, cool. So with this guy here, we're going to go ahead and be able to say that the area is chunk loaded. That's kind of nice. Hmm. Wow. So we only really need one chunk loader for all this then. Is there a downside to making this so large? I don't really understand. This is really OP as a chunk loader if this works just as is out of the gate. Huh. Man, that's pretty incredible. 361 chunks for one, and it requires no power or anything. Wow, that's kind of obscene. So people are saying that the main thing I have to look out for is lag, but we don't have that much active assets here that would cause lag. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay, cool. Regardless, though, I will play towards the side of caution, and I'm just not going to really... I'll reduce this down to kind of a size that is a little bit more appropriate. So let's go ahead, bring this down to... I don't even think 3 is really all that necessary, but here. Let's go ahead, grab Pixie, break down the chunk loader, and let's put it right underneath of our farm here. See if I can find a centralized point, which should be right there. So this should be the center area, which I know it doesn't seem like the center area, but you have to remember that, of course, we have ourselves that little bit of space that we did take out from the original plan. So there's water and all that stuff dripping all along here. I'm actually going to break this down again, and let's put it in place of a cobblestone. I don't know if it'll be flush with the ground, but I don't like this sticking out, so let's go ahead, pick that up. Now I am assuming that this is going to wipe out a good number of torchies down there, unfortunately. Unless I'm super quick. Haha! Okay. So we do have that now in place. 2 chunks should be enough. Let's go ahead and put the lasers on just so I can make sure that I am indeed correct. So there's the lasers. It looks like it extends all the way through the crop plots. Oh, right, because of the laser. Why is the laser so far out? Why is it centering it there? Oh, you know what it is? It's centering it based off of the chunks, I think? Is that what's happening? Yeah, okay, so it's kind of finding itself the middle of a chunk and then going off of that one chunk. So if you can look at the map right there, it's basically trying to look for a chunk and then find the center of that chunk. So right around... probably there. No, probably right around here is where it is, which is why it's a little bit further into the left from our angle, which indeed is further to the left. So we're probably right around there. So we're probably looking at right about there. So yeah, that's probably what's going down. Interesting. Okay, cool. But we don't need to have these lasers on because that would be really, really ugly. This will keep actually our critters loaded as well, which could be helpful in that they shouldn't be glitching through the fence lines as often. That said, they still will glitch whenever I log on or off the world because of the fact that whenever it loads in the world, the chunks have to render in and all that stuff. That's whenever really terrible, strange things happen, but we'll see. Anyways, we will get this all cleaned up, by the way. I am playing with the idea that maybe I'm going to actually leave a big reactor kind of here as well, just to have a power source that's centralized. I'm not entirely sure. I think I might play around with that idea a little bit. I'm not entirely sure about that. Because realistically speaking, I could just feed a pipeline right down the center here, put in a big reactor right in the middle and just like feed that through, or maybe even put a big reactor here and then just wipe out this kind of center area and just replace it with a very long and happy big reactor that would get us enough power that we need for the farming stations. The farming stations don't require that much. They're actually quite low in terms of cost and such. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Which reminds me. So, let's go ahead and turn off our little laser show. If anyone wants to come, hang out, dance to some mad cool laser shows, you are all more than welcome to join us. We're going to add one extra thing for today's episode. One more thing, which is we're going to go ahead and create ourselves a little bit of a better furnace because, of course, it's helpful in processing things like yellowite and cobblestone to stone and sand to glass and blah blah blah. So we do want to make one upgraded furnace, and I do really like the furnaces that are afforded to us via the whatchamacallit. I am so good at speaking today. I like the furnaces that are afforded to us by magical crops. Specifically, of course, from there we have kind of the things that are from the Minicio and the upgraded Minicio things. I think it actually starts with the CO. But in magical crops, they do have these furnaces, and these furnaces are actually quite good. So the last thing that we reached was Zivicio furnaces, which we can actually get back to today. And then I'm going to continue farming Minicio for a good while and get that all the way up to the ultimate, which we've never seen before. And I'm actually really keen on kind of getting to, because I've heard that it is insane in how fast it works. So let's go ahead and start off with getting ourselves just this ACO sorted out here. And of course we're going to just kind of assume that this stack is dead, because we are definitely we're going to be needing quite a few. So let's go ahead and change some of that into Crucio. We're going to only need 4 of those bad boys there. Then let's go ahead and process some more of that. Ooh, we actually need more. Okay. That's alright. So let me go ahead and process some more of these into there. So there we go. There's some more happy and healthy little things with CO. And I'm just going to go ahead, chop that down, and get this to getting us some more of this. Just need 1, I think. Yeah, I think we just need 1. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and manually gather them all up. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this ACO. Oh, actually, I don't know why I'm saying ACO essence. Go ahead, put the Crucio essence together and make myself. Oh, I need another set of 4 question mark. Yeah, I need another set of 4. So I'm gonna need a little bit more by way of essence. I really am not in the mood to try and rip that out. So let me see if I can. So how much do we have here? We have 9 stacks. Wow, I got to watch it turn to 9 stacks too. So we have 9 stacks of Minicio essence in there. That may seem like a lot, but that's just 1 row of a chest. You have to remember that. So, all right, cool. Let me go ahead and take that Minicio essence and convert that up into a CO. That should be more than enough. That'll actually be enough, I believe, for making actually a full thing's worth of whatchamacallit, Imperial essence, which is nice. But let's go ahead and make that, and then now we should have enough to go ahead and upgrade it. So into a Crucio, and then into an Imperio, and then into Zivicio furnace. Now these things look like a fire flower from Mario. I'm gonna be completely honest. That was the very first thought. I thought this was an alarmingly very similar looking to a furnace from Mario, and I don't know. Super Mario is not exactly what I think of when I play Sky Factory, but who knows. I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to put this down, I think, over here. Just for now. This doesn't require us to have a really great tool in order to break it. I think I can break it with my fist, can't I? Yeah, it just takes a little bit longer, obviously. But just to kind of see how well it works, let's go ahead and put something in there for the people who have never seen this before. So I'm just going to put in some wood here, and I'm just going to smelt, let's say, cobblestone. You can just see it. It is rocking. It is rocking out. Because it is really quick. It is super quick, and it is pretty darn hype. And this is Zivicio. We're still 1 whole tier away before we can actually have the ultimate furnace, which costs an absolute buttload. It costs actually 4 Zivicio blocks, which each one costs 9, ergo 36 Zivicio, which is a very expensive lot. That would be 1 full little plot thing here of a Zivicio crop, which is insane. It is really expensive, But we'll be able to get there a lot faster now thanks to these growth pulsars here and whatever else. So should be a little bit more bearable to work with. Now, we are going to have this diamond hoe eventually break. It will break. There's not really much we can do about that, unfortunately. But we are going to have to make our matic here a little bit better. And we should be, yeah, we're just about there. We're getting pretty darn close. So let me go ahead, zip around, break a couple more things here and there, a couple pieces. We're actually going by this episode relatively efficiently, which is all kinds of making me happy. It's making me happy. There we are, fixed and ready to go. So I just need to repair this bad boy. I don't need to repair it, but I like to repair it because I think that personally it makes me feel happier inside. I don't know. I like seeing. I don't like seeing tools that have like partial durability in anything that I have. It just kind of irks me. I don't know if any of you guys have that same thing, but I just don't like it. I don't like seeing things that are partial durability. All right, and then I'm going to go and make some plates. Now, of course, I need, what, 80 obsidian, so it's not exactly the most fun time. So we'll be back after I have gotten that all sorted out. And, yeah, I'll see you guys whenever we hit that point. Alrighty then. So we got ourselves 80 things of obsidian. I thought I messed it up. I was like, no, I did the counting wrong, but we did fine. Alright, so going to go ahead, put that into there. Get some obsidian plates rocking and rolling. Bang, bang, bang into the room. And now we have ourselves 10 happy little obsidian plates all ready to go. And with that, we can put in our matic and get all this going. All right, forgot. It doesn't like doing that. All right, so we currently have nothing on here. Let's go ahead and change that up. And voila. It goes from reinforced 9 to unbreakable. Beautiful. So we have ourselves another unbreakable matic. Of course, as we fill in the crop plots and whatever else, we are going to kind of change that up into being able to accommodate a little bit more stuff. But yeah, for right now, for this particular moments in time, that will do just dandy. The diamond hoe gets to survive another day, and we have ourselves a bit of diamond essence. We didn't take that long to make the obsidian essence, so it really wasn't that time consuming. So kind of a neato turn of events here. Now let me see. I think we're gonna be 1 short. Yeah, we're 1 short. No, we're not. We're like 5 short. So let's go ahead, fill. Why did you drain from there? That's the one thing I don't understand, why this suddenly became really weird about kind of pulling items around. It just doesn't do very well. All right. As I die. 24 more diamonds to our name. And I am a little bit concerned. What did we do with the rest of our growth pulsars? Oh, I filled in what I could. LOL. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, add in the last little bit of growth pulsars that we can. We can't quite put in a whole lot, but we can put in some. So, actually, you know what? Let's check. I don't think we're going to have quite enough to fill it in. Because we have, I think, 3... Yeah, we have 3. So we have 3 growth pulsars in there. So that means we would need 22 things worth of diamonds, which we already have. So I guess we could do it. All right, bang. Let's go ahead and remove what we can. So 22, which would mean another 49. We would need 5 more diamonds in order to make us another full bit. So, only one thing to do in such desperate times. Preston, oh Preston, I need you to work harder. Here, I'm going to give you steak. And just like that, look at him go. He's been motivated. You see, this is how you know Preston and I are brothers. If you give him steak, he just feels so much more motivated to work hard. It's sad, but true. And also, actually, as kind of an aside thing, we didn't really mention this. So, you can actually create enchantment books in this game, right? So, because you can... Oh, that's not what I want to do. Because you can kind of create the different kinds of enchantment books, it would make sense that I would put in fortune into here. That should increase the yield that we actually do get from the whole thing. So, let me see here. Enchantment... Oh, you know what? This isn't going to really... Yeah, okay. So, you can see here, you can kind of force it into certain things. I don't really remember which one is which, so we're going to have to kind of gander around. Okay, so it's going to be lapis essence, which kind of stinks, actually, because I have 0 lapis essence. We can make it, though. Just not something that I had really accounted for. All right, so we need to go ahead and make some of that lapis seed, and then in turn getting lapis essence, and then lapis essence will allow us to get some fortune stuff going. And we're going to need to also make an experience book. Experience book is going to require experience essence, of course, and then we're going to have to level up the book. So this, of course, is made from experience seeds, which is made from doing enchanted books of any type. So we can do things like flim flam and stuff like that, kind of get us part of the way there. Hey! Work harder, Preston. Work harder! Ah, see? Just like that. Truly. Truly brothers. All right. Let me think here. So we needed, I said, 47. We just need one more diamond, which I think we can kind of sort out probably with our diamond essences. Hopefully. Hopefully. Give him pork! Oh, no! Can't give him pork! You monster. For those of you who don't understand, Preston tries to observe kind of a kosher diet, which means that he can't have things like pork and shellfish and stuff like that. So, that was mean. That was just mean, man. Why would you do such a thing? That's just mean. All right, let's go and make ourselves a little bit of growth pulsar action right here. We're actually going to have one too many, which is okay. We'll have a little awkward group of 16 that will... Oh, no. I didn't get enough stone. Hold on. Did not get enough stone. You require more Vespine gas, and you also require stone. So let's go ahead, drop these back into here. Looking fine and dandy. Get ourselves some stone in here as well. And there we are. 48. 48 of them growth pulsars, which is one over what we needed, but, you know, one never killed anybody. So let's go ahead and throw these in. I am going to focus on Zivicio first and foremost out of anything, just because of the fact that Zivicio essence is, of course, going to be the lifeblood of all the systems in general. I'm also going to fill in this middle one kind of earlier rather than later, because of the fact that it's kind of obviously in the way of things, but it's going to not be able to reach once we fill that in, once we fill in the side. So kind of an obvious duh kind of moment, but yeah, just thought I would explain. Just thought I would explain my actions. And then with this, actually, we should be getting darn close. Yeah, we're actually pretty darn close. All right, so we have ourselves some Zivicio essence to change up, and we are still going to continue on our little miniature crusade on getting our 36 things of Zivicio essence, because I really do want that thingamajig, the ultimate furnace, because I hear ultimate furnace is truly lit, fam. So it should be grand when we get that going. I'm really excited for that Zivicio, or not the Zivicio furnace, the ultimate furnace, because the ultimate furnace is supposed to be like amazing. Like it's got to be amazing, because look, like we saw how fast the Zivicio furnace went. I was like, wow, that's actually pretty quick. This should be like a completely different tier of redonkulous. For something that costs 36 Zivicio essence, it better be lit beyond words. But to put this in perspective, I currently have 24. I need 12 more. That is going to be a fair bit, actually. I think if with every single thing of a CO, we have 16, 4, and then 1. So we need to get that. We need to get 4 things of a CO 12 times, I think, and then we'll be eventually able to go there. So it should be crazy. Crazy good. And bum. I think that's going to wrap it up for today. And actually, now that I look at things, I think we're actually in pretty good shape. We obviously are going to need a little bit more Zivicio block. We are going to run into that as a future issue. But that's a future choco problem, not a current choco problem, so we won't worry about it right now. But anyways, Sweetos, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of Sky Factory. If you did, consider leaving a like rating down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we will see you guys next time when we are in a little bit better posturing for getting some stuff done. And should we feed him one more time? Should we feed him? We should probably feed him. Yeah, I'll feed him. Look at how much happier he is. It's just like, aw, I got fed. Like, he's just so much happier about it. Anyways, enough babbling, enough of that stuff. We're going to go ahead and proceed onward with our goodness gracious stuff. So, we'll see you all tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow, actually, yeah. So, anyways, take care, everyone, and have a lovely day. And I'll see you guys another time.